Aloha, this is Miss Dani again in our second collage video. Today we're going to be making our shadow card in our Superpower Soul Collage series. First, let's get our supplies. We're going to need an 8x5 card. This can be paper or cardstock, but we're doing 8x5 again, so we have this limitation of our creativity where we'll have to fit all of our images onto just this space. We'll also need scissors and a glue stick. And we'll also need some magazines. Make sure that you're allowed to clip pictures out of any magazines that you're using. In the first video, I talked about my superpower being gratitude. Well, we actually have many superpowers, don't we? I'd say another superpower of mine is creativity. There's tons of other superpowers, like maybe you're a good leader, or you're good at talking, or you're good at sharing your things or sharing your ideas. Maybe you're really great at observing and being aware of what's going on around you. Or you have a lot of endurance, so you can run for a long time or sit still in class for a long time and keep your attention focused. Maybe you have a lot of energy and you don't get tired that easily. That's great. Now, in our shadow card, we're going to be thinking about things that we fear or that worry us. What kind of things do we fear? What does fear feel like? Where is it happening in your body? Is it in your tummy? Is it in your chest? Is it in your head? What does fear feel like? What kind of things are we fearing? Here's some examples. I'm afraid of sharks. Maybe you're afraid of heights in tall buildings or in tall mountains. Perhaps you're afraid of the dark or of crabs. Maybe you're afraid of being alone or of people not listening to you and being ignored. In this activity, we're going to be playing with the things that cause us fear. And by playing with these images that we find and clipping them out and arranging them and thinking about what makes us feel fear, we're exploring our shadows. And in these shadows, that's how we grow. And by thinking and acknowledging the things that we fear, we get to know them better. We can feel them around the edges, see them from different angles, and they aren't so scary anymore. So if I'm afraid of sharks, by looking at this picture of a shark and cutting it out and thinking about it, we're becoming stronger and not so afraid. So now we're going to look through our magazines. You can pause the video while you look through and take as much time as you need. So you can find up to 10 images of things that make you feel scared, whether it be a fear or a shadow feeling in your stomach, or something that you don't really want to think about or look at. Well, that's what we're going to cut out and play with and arrange on our cards so that we can get to know them better. Okay, let's do it. I hope you had enough time to cut out some pictures that you found flipping through your magazines. If you need more time, please go ahead and pause the video and keep looking. Surprisingly, there's a lot of things I fear that I didn't think about before. Let me show you. I found a germ and I realized I'm afraid of germs, and I think a lot of people have been lately because of the pandemic. I found a picture of a little boy crying, and that made me see that I'm afraid of seeing other people cry because it makes me sad. I also found this image, and I feel fear in it because I fear for the safety and the well-being of my community. These people don't look very safe and they look scared. Here's a picture of Earth from the moon, and I fear for Earth and that we have to take care of it. Here's lightning, and I know a lot of people are afraid of that. And more sharks. Ugh. Now's the time when we're gonna cut out our images with our scissors. Please take care. You can be as precise as you like, or you can just cut circles around your images so it's not too detailed. Let's do it. Okay, now that we've cut out our images, we're going to arrange them and paste them onto our cards. Get your glue sticks. Remember, we get to overlap things. So I may put my lightning here, and maybe the shark is swimming through it. Let's do it. Okay, I finished gluing, and now I'm going to show you what my card looks like. Wow. I'm going to explain to you what's going on my card, and I would love for you to do the same with your family or whomever's around you, so that you can also share what your card symbolizes. So take a look. I have a big shark swimming across the front of my card because I fear sharks in the ocean. And here's a big thunder lightning bolt, which is probably really loud and very powerful. I also have a hummingbird that's stuck inside of a net, which I fear because I don't want animals to be harmed by humans and the things that we do. There's a little boy crying, and he's looking up at the germ, which he's afraid of, and I am too sometimes. And that's little Earth. And I fear for Earth and its well-being, even when we're not here anymore. So before we finish, it's really important for us to connect our superpowers with these fears that we've just played with. So now, I'd love for you to look at your card and think about your superpower and what it has to do with your card. Well, if my superpower is creativity, I know that if I'm underwater and I'm afraid that there's a big scary beast around that's gonna come bite me, I know I have to take deep breaths. And with my creative superpower, sometimes I sing songs in my head, and that makes me feel not so afraid, and it helps me to come back into my body. When I'm crying or really scared, I use my creative superpower so I can think of something more hopeful or to reassure myself. If I'm afraid of germs, I'm gonna look around creatively for something that's going to protect me against any germs. Hand sanitizer, my mask. And here's the Earth. Creatively, I might find ways to be more sustainable, like recycling or doing compost. And if I'm in a really high spot and I'm scared and I'm looking down and I'm really high up, I might again sing myself a song or think about or take really big breaths. And then I feel creative again so that I can overcome my fear. Thanks for creating with me and collaging, and I can't wait to see your cards. Please join me again for our third video where we're going to create Superpower Soul Collage cards, and those ones are going to be our dream cards. Aloha!